Lots of people enjoy blowing bubbles. It's quite easy. All you need is soapy water, a tube or some other kind of frame, and, well, what else?
Oh my... Look at climbing down.
You also need air, either the air we breathe out or the air that's all around. Air is trapped inside a sort of skin of soapy water to make bubbles. But why are bubbles always round?
Who can do a bigger bubble than me? Don't make a big one than us! The wind blows mine! But mine doesn't. That's mine.
Here's another way of trapping air, this time in a balloon. Balloons filled with air are bouncy. That makes them fun to play with. These balloons aren't being filled with air, but with a gas called helium. The helium is in these containers. Watch what happens when it's put into the balloons.
Here's a balloon, Graham.
There are very small amounts of helium in the air we breathe. It's very light, lighter than the rest of the air, so when balloons are filled with helium, they rise and stay up in the air. The children are going to see how far helium balloons will travel. They're putting their names and the school address onto cards. All the children will do this, then they'll tie the cards to the balloons before they let them off outside. Helium balloons won't stay up in the air forever. Eventually they'll come down, and whoever finds one can return the card to let the children know how far the balloon was carried by the wind. You need a lot of air to fill a balloon this big. Fortunately, there's a large fan to blow the air in. But the people not only want to fill the balloon, but to lift the balloon and the basket off the ground. How can they do that? Here's a clue. Watch the feather when it's held above the heater.
Oh, where's Natalie's going?
It's catched a thermal.
Has it caught a thermal? It didn't quite reach the ceiling. See if it...
The heater makes the air above it warm. Warm air rises, lifting the feather with it.
Is it going up?
Yes.
Oh. What about Craig? See if you can catch a thermal, Craig. Do you think he will?
There are burners fastened to the balloon. They shoot out flames which heat the air inside. hot air inside the balloon rises and lifts the whole thing into the air. Not going up this time, but coming down. Notice how the flat sheet of paper falls more slowly than a sheet screwed up into a ball. So how can we make this wooden ball take longer to fall to the ground?
Now you've got to try and thread those 4 strings right through the bead. 1. Okay. Now see if that will hold. And then you can go and try it, see whether it flies.
Parachutes catch the air as they fall. The air helps them float down slowly rather than fall quickly.
Right over our heads this time.
You can have a lot of fun playing with a parachute or any large sheet. You can trap air under the sheet and make it into a mound.
And up in the air above your head. And stand on the ground. And stand on the edge. If you're wearing green, carefully walk across to the other side.
What happens to all that air when the children walk across?
Into a space. Well done, Alan. David, very quickly to the edge. Hands on the ground. Up to our chins. Just your heads showing. Away. Over your head on the edge. Gently down the stream.
Underneath the sheet, it's like a cave.
Oh, thank you.
A good place for a sing-song or a snack.
I'll bet they do. Super snapping.
Are we always doing it today? How do we start now? Out you get. Hold the parachute. High. Lift it high. Lorraine's going to collect the balls and roll them into the middle. Roll it in. Good handful, Lorraine. Right, how high can we shake the parachute? Are you ready? Off we go.
By working together, the children can use the air under the sheet to make balls bounce. You can fill lots of things with air to make them bouncy. Filling things with air changes their shape too. Look. There are many ways you can play with air, and you can learn a lot at the same time. You can capture air and trap it inside bubbles. You can fill balloons with air and with light gas like helium. Hot air inside balloons lifts them up, and they can take people on journeys. Parachutes catch the air as they fall. The air helps them to float down. Putting air into things changes their shape and makes them bouncy. Can you think of any more ways of playing with air? What can you learn from them?